The sun was dipping below the horizon, painting the cul-de-sac in hues of amber and gray, when I pulled into my driveway after a grueling day at the FBI field office. My black sedan, my pride and joy, gleamed under the streetlight. I was barely out of the car when Karen HOA, the self-appointed queen of the HOA, stormed across the lawn, her clipboard clutched like a weapon. Her voice, sharp and accusing, sliced through the evening calm. "You're late on your dues, Agent Harper. $79, and your car's getting towed tonight." I froze, my hand still on the door handle. $79? This was her vendetta, her power trip, her chance to humiliate me in front of the neighborhood. Karen had been a thorn in my side since I moved into Willow Creek. Her rules were suffocating. No basketball hoops, no unapproved mailbox colors, no parking on the street past 8 p.m. I'd paid my dues religiously, but a clerical error last month, $79 withheld due to a bank glitch, had given her the ammunition she craved. I tried to explain, but her eyes glinted with triumph. "Rules are rules," she snapped, signaling a tow truck that rumbled into view. The driver, a wiry man named Eddie, looked apologetic but hooked my car anyway. Neighbors peeked from their windows, drawn to the spectacle. My blood boiled. This wasn't about money. It was about control. I stepped forward, my voice low but steady. "Karen, you don't want to do this." She laughed, a brittle sound, and waved her hand dismissively. "You're not above the law, Harper." That was it. The badge in my pocket felt heavy, a reminder of the authority I'd earned through years of service. I pulled it out, the FBI seal catching the fading light, and held it up. Her smirk faltered. "Tow my car and I'll have yours seized by morning," I said, my tone ice cold. The crowd gasped. Eddie hesitated, his hands hovering over the tow hook. Karen's face twisted in disbelief. "You can't do that," she sputtered. "But I could. And I would." The next morning, I made a call to my contact at the DMV. Karen's pristine white SUV, her pride and joy, had a laundry list of violations. Unpaid tickets, an expired registration, and a questionable VIN tied to a chop shop investigation from years ago. By noon, federal agents were at her driveway, seizing her vehicle under suspicion of fraud. She stood on her porch, screaming about injustice, her clipboard useless now. The neighborhood watched, stunned, as her car was towed away. Justice, I thought, tasted bitter but satisfying. Then came the twist. Eddie, the tow truck driver, approached me that evening, his cap in his hands. "I didn't want to tow your car, Agent Harper," he said, his voice shaky. "Karen threatened to report my brother to ICE if I didn't." His brother, an undocumented immigrant, was a hard-working mechanic supporting a family. Karen had exploited Eddie's fear, weaponizing her authority to manipulate him. My stomach churned. I'd won, but at what cost? Eddie wasn't the villain. He was a pawn in her game. My victory felt hollow, tainted by the collateral damage of a system that let people like Karen prey on the vulnerable. I confronted Karen one last time, not with my badge but with words. "You think you're untouchable, but you're just a bully," I said. She scoffed, but her eyes darted nervously. The neighborhood was turning on her. Whispers of her tactics: blackmail, intimidation, selective enforcement spread like wildfire. By week's end, a petition to remove her from the HOA board had 50 signatures. Her reign was crumbling, but it didn't erase the sting of what I'd done. Seizing her car was legal, but was it right? I'd fought fire with fire, sinking to her level to prove a point. The $79 dispute had spiraled into a war, and no one walked away clean. Eddie quit the towing company, unable to stomach the guilt. I helped his brother find a pro bono lawyer, but the fear in their eyes lingered. Karen, stripped of her SUV and her power, moved away a month later, her house sold at a loss. The neighborhood felt quieter, but the scars remained. My car was back in my driveway, untouched, but every time I looked at it, I saw her face defiant, then defeated. I saw Eddie's trembling hands. I saw the cost of winning. In the end, the HOA rewrote its rules, prioritizing fairness over pettiness. But the question gnawed at me. Had I upheld justice or just settled a score? The line between right and wrong blurred in the heat of that dusklit showdown. I wondered if I'd been the hero or just another player in a game of pride and power. The badge in my pocket felt heavier than ever. What do you think was my response to Karen's actions justified? Or did I cross a line in the name of justice?